peace. It surpasses all understanding. I didn't want to push the button. I would liken it. I've mentioned early, in other videos that I've been sober since 2001. I relapsed in 2006. Got sober again, and I've been sober ever since. But the point, like that, I didn't want to push the button. I went through a 12-step program, and through that 12-step program, you're, often after you've gained a certain measure of sobriety, they'll ask you to speak. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Heaven forbid somebody would ever find out anything about me. Heaven forbid. But yeah, heaven forbid any. God help you if you open up and are vulnerable with people. And sadly, very interesting, because I was very recently, within today, talking about listening to someone else share via YouTube. Somebody who I'm actually, there's a couple that there's a few that I really tune into. It just while the majority of his shares are music, I listen to the lyrics. John Benny, and that dude is off the hook. He just, I'm just amazed by his dedication to his craft and to his heart, and sharing his heart through his music. So John Benny, Roots, who I'm more new to, and I'm just like, whoa, constantly, and last but certainly not least, MJ Robertson at All to Love. And I'm blown away, but having no fear about, who I associate myself with. Now, they may feel differently about me, and that's cool too, but the resonance that I feel, it's an awesome feeling when somebody's speaking your truth, and the little light goes on, and you go, whoa, I thought I was the only one who thought that, or I thought I was a little off, I'm crazy. I'm crazy for thinking this way or feeling this way. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're waking the fuck up. Man. But speaking our truth, and for me, the past couple of days, over the last year and a few months since last November, last November, a year and 2 months ago, I've been fairly open, within my experience, and when I see fellow YouTubers and MJ or Roots or John, and they're sharing their heart, I really admire that. Being vulnerable in a public forum, opening yourself up literally through YouTube to the world, man. Just the entire world has access to this, But for me, what it's becoming is, where do I want to live? Do I want to live in a place of living from within my own integrity? Being true to myself, not giving a rat's about what other people think or say, or their opinions about my opinions, Yeah, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to share my truth. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, maybe it wasn't meant for you, and maybe something else. Maybe somebody else down the line you'll resonate with. We don't all have to have the same identical experience. Long story short, in the share that it was actually from a couple of days ago, and I think she titled it Ramble 2. I think she's done, I think, 5, and it's kind of a consecutive. But I think it was in Ramble 2 that she made a reference to self-worth. Self-worth, self-worth, self-worth. And man, and not only did I resonate with what she was saying, I've been having, and that's another thing I've been finding is coincidental, very similar experiences all happening to all of us collectively at the same time. It is fucking bizarre. It's awesome. Hey, did you feel a certain way today? Oh my God. All of it. Like, how does that happen? Indeed, I don't know. Divine alignment. There's certain words that I'm learning to incorporate into my vocabulary, and one of them is soul family. People who are your family, truly, genuinely. Regardless of how weird you are, but worthiness, making a lot of jokes, and that's part of my defense mechanism. Try to have a sense of humor, but in the household that I grew up in, you had to have a pretty thick skin, and you had to have a quick wit to, stay in the game. Nothing wrong with having a sense of humor, but why do I have a sense of humor? Looking at that core stuff, some of that's painful, some of it's just friggin' hilarious. Self-worth and the patterns that I've continued throughout my life, all based on some distorted projection, environment, experiences, distorted things that were not in alignment with me, or would have been in alignment with anybody, regardless. But these repeated experiences that I had left me with a feeling of not good enough, not worthy. It's good for Dick and Jane, but not Scott. Scott's and that goes to another one of my playing the victim, and that was very easy to. It was a very easy transition to play the victim. Had a lot of good material to work with. But those core wounds, some of those wounds, I believe, have some of the wounds that I experienced I have experienced in this lifetime. Some of the wounds I experienced, I would refer to as karma. I believe that we are infinite beings, and maybe we've been around this loop a few times, and a lot of my experiences in this lifetime has made me scratch my head and go, well, what the hell did I do in these past lives that would warrant such a karma? A lot of painful experiences, deeply painful, and deeply. And amalgamating all those experiences and coming to that level of worthlessness, feeling unworthy of love, basically feeling unworthy of love, and seeking that acceptance and approval from outside sources, from relationships, from mentors, from work. That was a big one. Seeking approval, for lack of a better word, a workaholic. I ain't that guy anymore, and I like it. I really do. Having healthy boundaries at work, learning how to say no to your employer. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to accept another key. A key being more responsibility. Not that I don't have ambition, but my ambitions have definitely shifted. Shifted from the material world into the ethereal world, and this is much more enticing, intriguing, painful, amazingly uplifting and joyful, and a lot of fun. And that goes to worthiness too. I don't deserve this. You know what? Yeah, I do. I've earned it. I've earned it. I've earned a measure of happiness. I've earned my divinity. I've earned my self-awareness. I've earned it. There is a part of me that, a big part of me that believes that I made a choice, that I've actually made a choice to be here for this experience. Not only to heal from my own density and my own past, my own karma, but to live my life in such a way where all those fears that I may have experienced when I was a kid, and the oppression and domination that I felt from people, places, and things, that fear would, that I would work through that fear, work through all of it. Or I'm still working through it. I don't think there's an end game here. I think it's just going to keep going. But to work through that fear, experience it, feel it, all the emotions, all the sensations, high highs, low lows, confusion, disorientation. Yesterday, literally, and it did. I was having a day. I was like, whoa, what is that? And there was a lot of full moon energy. It was the full moon. And I remember feeling, if you imagine the image of a toddler who's learning how to take his first steps, and he's like, I literally felt like that yesterday. And, the vertigo, the dizziness, the instability in my own footing. And, I'm not doing drugs, man. I'm stone cold sober, Oh, go to a doctor. No. No. This isn't medical stuff. It's emotional, spiritual stuff, and the worthiness, though. Having found collective of people who are who speak in such a way about their experiences and their reactions and responses and emotions and the things that are brought up, and to genuinely feel a connection to that, and to be welcomed into that. But what is it? You're all quite mad. Most of the best people are, and I think that I'm messing it all up, but it's something from Alice in Wonderland. All the best people are mad. Worthiness. So here I am, and I'm going to say about 4 days ago, that unworthiness feeling, that worthlessness feeling, was really, really like bang, 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 you know. And I know, looking back in this lifetime, I know where that stuff comes from. I do. I genuinely do. And I find myself in an environment where my weirdness is welcome. But that strong, like, dude, it's fine for John and Roots and MJ, but it's not okay for you. Oh, it's killing me, man. It was killing me. Like, I truly, like, in my experience, my coping skills for stress were not always healthy. Drinking, drugs, sex. And when somebody helps you to see the amazing healing value of feeling your feelings, feel that shit, sit with it. Why are you feeling that way? Have a good cry. And you see the other side, and I'm still welcome there. It's oppressive though, that gnawing, clearing stuff away, clearing the clutter, clearing the density, clearing the lower vibrations that continue to linger. Powerful stuff. And I've mentioned it in other videos, coping, like coping mechanisms, coping skills. I didn't mention coping skills verbatim, but distractions. I had a bad day at work, so I'm gonna drink, or I'm gonna go out, or I'm gonna have sex. I'm going to watch something on TV to distract myself from the bad day I had at work, or an argument I had with a loved one, or whatever. There's a myriad of situations we could find ourselves in that we're looking for a distraction. And what I've found over the last year is clearing myself of distractions. I unplugged. I've where I would normally, I've changed my spending habits quite a bit. Am I buying shit to what do they call it? Retail therapy? Buying clothes or an item that might look good in my house. There's nothing wrong with having a nice house, but why was I doing it? Why was I going out and spending the money? Taking a trip. Am I going to take, to distract myself from, 6 months of hard work, whatever. So this past year and a couple of months, I've been clearing away all the things that would have otherwise distracted me. I have a TV in the background there. I still watch. I have internet. I watch a bit of Netflix and have some DVDs, but I stay away from television. Um, and what I'm finding is the more I sit with those things that make me uncomfortable, that I would have otherwise wanted a distraction from, the more I sit with those things, I come to a much greater self-awareness. And where I was a year and a couple of months ago and where I am today, I like it. I like it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's like the hurdles, like you get over a hurdle, there's a learning, and I'm telling you that, like, the alignment that I feel within myself, the alignment that I feel within myself is unlike anything I have as yet experienced or can remember. It truly is. It's just a amazing experience, and you know, there is, you know, I have a lot of gratitude for you know, and it's important that I've always, not always, but I have efforted to be mindful of others and help others when I can. And the worthiness, where someone in my day-to-day life, one of the individuals, MJ, took me on originally as a client, and we did some coaching and read the book together, kind of thing, and you know, and it's just the experience that I've had from that. Yeah, I read a book and I've applied those principles, but to see and witness someone who walks their walk and talks their talk and continues to value me, to receive, for me, coming from a place of feeling so unworthy, to coming to a place now where I'm learning how to receive inclusion. I'm learning how to receive respect. I'm learning how to receive genuine interest from people, you know, for without ulterior motives. You know, they're genuinely interested in how my day was. You know, like, wow, dude, it's to receive that, you know. I know what it feels like to give that stuff away and share that with others, but to receive it, and I'm worthy of that relationship. I'm worthy of the relationships that I'm forming with Roots, with John Benny and a few other folks, and these are folks in the YouTube community. But I've also noticed a dramatic improvement just in my day-to-day relationships. Huge changes, huge shifts. Straight up, there are definitely some people who I rub them the wrong way. You know, I might be described as an optimist. You know, seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. And for people, and I can relate to this, I can definitely relate to this. Back in the day, when I was like right in it, and happy people pissed me off. So I wouldn't consider myself, you know, as a matter of fact, I've been kind of dense, man. This is hard freaking work, man. But in general, I would consider myself to be a lot more content, a lot, exponentially more content, more at ease, more peaceful. And for individuals, people, places, and things, or organizations who are dense, or they're in their shit like I was, happy people piss me off. So it does create, but you never know. You never know. Maybe my happiness is planting a seed somewhere. Who knows? Worthiness. And coming from such a low place, and coming to the place I am now, where I genuinely feel welcome and valued, and that I am worth someone else's energy. I'm probably going to think of 10 other things after I hit the stop button. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I feel there's a warmth in my gut. There's a little bit of a skip in my heart. I am worthy, and so are you. Truly, peace that surpasses all understanding. Thank you for being here. Please, 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 if anything resonates with you and you want to leave a comment, please, I would encourage you to do so. I genuinely value other people's perspectives and experiences. And if there's something that you want to talk about that maybe you don't feel comfortable, I've mentioned that too before. If it's something that you would, you don't feel comfortable posting in the comments in a public forum, I'm going to leave I'll leave my email. And, scottzatello1966 @gmail.com. But yeah, peace that surpasses all understanding. Thank you for being here this evening with me and sharing this moment. And have a wonderful evening. You're worth it.